Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Today we have a best of 2025 video. And can you tell what we're talking about? I even got out my little rolly table. That's a lot of skincare. I am attempting to pick out my very top favorites in every category of what I would consider a general skincare routine, a very good skincare routine that were brand new in 2025 or new discoveries for me. Like I had never tried the product before. So we have brand new launches or new to me when I finally tried them. I did my best. Some categories, I don't think I tried anything new from. Some very best top of the line type technology products, as well as more budget-friendly options if they launched in 2025. So let's get right on into it and talk all things skincare. If you want to check it out, please keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for being here. All right, friends, bear with me. My memory's just not as good as it used to be. So me trying to go back and be like, was that in 2025? There is no easy, like, when did these products come out? I did my best to try to remember. So if I'm off on some, I went back like 11 months. If I'm off, I apologize. But I think most of these either were launched in 2025 or, again, like I said, new discoveries to me that deserve a spot in my routine. In general, we're going to talk about a more or less, I'd say, anti-aging, mature skin option type routine. There are definitely some products in here like a retinoid that teenagers wouldn't need, that not everyone has in their routines, but I'm going to give you guys options. So favorite serums from each category. And I did my best to narrow them down, but there are some that have multiple. I apologize. Sometimes things just come in as a tie. So let's get right on into it. Our first cleanse, if you have makeup on or sunscreen and you need to double cleanse, this is going to be your oil dissolving cleanser. So it's usually an oil or balm as far as consistency goes. And I have a lot of favorites. I will be honest. I tried a lot of cleansers this year. So I'm trying to pick out my very favorite. Another caveat is there are some of my holy grail products in here. There are also some that are not included because I have been using them for years. So if I don't mention a product that I talk about all the time, that's just because it was not a 2025 product, all right? So I know for a fact this launched in 2025. And so for my oil consistency, if you love a liquid, straight up oil to remove your makeup, really good for eye makeup, 100%. The Dew Ethereal Facial Cleansing Oil. It is fragrance free. It removes better than probably almost all of my other cleansers in my collection. If I ever have stubborn eye makeup, and you know, like the kind that just you have to use multiple cleansers to get it off, this will take it off 100%. It will remove waterproof makeup. So if you've been looking for something that's gentle on the eyes, removes everything, so much so that you don't even need a second cleanse, this is your girl. So ethereal. It is ridiculously effective, which doesn't surprise me. This brand, everything they do is superb. I believe this was their only launch of the year, but I know there's one coming in January and I can't wait to try whatever is next. Next is a brand new one, and this is if you like a tub, okay? If you like a balm, right? I will be honest. The Number one reason why I like this is the packaging. If you guys remember my K-Beauty back in the day, they had one that had one slit and there was a balm that had this mechanism of dispersing the balm. It's genius, and I don't know why every brand doesn't use this. Granted, it depends on your preference. Some people might like digging their fingers in. I do not. The very first time, it's really satisfying to break that seal on a fresh balm cleanser. But I will be honest, sometimes I don't pick up a tub balm cleanser because I don't want to put my hands in it. Maybe I'm weird, but like this stays so clean and this is so satisfying. Remedy for pre-cleansing, Derm Dissolve Cleansing Melts Makeup and Sunscreen. This also has the National Eczema Association, which I appreciate now that I have that. It is fragrance, I believe it's fragrance free. It doesn't smell like anything. Just highly effective, very smartly designed. I don't see why anyone wouldn't like this if you like a balm consistency for your first cleanse. I believe by the time I will have posted this, I'll have shared it on Instagram, but I am very excited that this brand is going to be very accessible to more people and launching at Target, or it's launching at Target at the end of December, so it should be out by then. So I love the Remedy brand. They make a lot of really great products. These two were sent to me in PR, and I don't know if I can pick which one I like more. This, I will be honest, is the texture I gravitate towards the most when picking a first cleanse. I find it just personal preference. Some people don't like oils because they're runny. Some people don't like digging your hands in the balm. I like being able to just grab something and squirt it out. I don't know. These two are fantastic. Both of them for just different reasons. So first up is Origin's Youthtopia Apple Butter Cleansing Balm. It smells amazing. So if you don't like fragrance, don't even bother with this. It smells so good. It puts me in a good mood. I don't know if it's just because like I got it in the fall. I really can't tell you, but it works fantastic. It takes off everything. It smells great. I've used it without doing a double cleanse and I did not break out. So it was very effective. It's very hydrating, but I love the texture. It's just a nice medium weight balm that smells like apple butter. So if you like that, they have an entire line of the apple butter and all of it is really good, but the cleansing balm stood out to me. This I keep reaching for over and over again, which is normally a sign it is one of my favorites. Every other day, I tend to reach for this one. Now, Crave Beauty is a brand I've used for years, but I had not tried all of their products. And I finally tried the Makeup Rewind. This one is a texture thing. Something in the skincare industry that I look at when I'm testing products is the sensorality aspect of it and if it is enjoyable to use. Certain things might work really well, but if I don't enjoy grabbing them and using them, I might try it a couple times and I just don't want to reach for it anymore. This is one of those products that has a unique texture that I love using. It is a transforming jelly oil cleanser. So it comes out like a jelly. So it's not super messy. It goes on really easily, but then like it transforms to an oil on the face and it breaks, and once you add water, you see that emulsion, it turns milky, and it just is super effective. If you like the texture, if texture is a thing that you look for, and you need also something fragrance-free that's really good for all skin types, this is most definitely a like Korean type brand. All of their products are very K-beauty inspired, which is probably, again, why I like their stuff. I don't think it's fragranced, and it, again, removes everything. Makeup, sunscreen, and again, it's very effective. Like I wouldn't call something one of my favorites if I had to double cleanse in order to fully remove it, if that makes sense. I don't like oil or balm cleansers that require me to, because I'll be honest, some days I don't. Some days I just use an oil and balm cleanser and I don't double cleanse. I know, but if it's good enough of a product and it can remove my sunscreen and makeup if I'm wearing makeup that day, then it passes my approval. So I do really love this one too. I already talked too long about first cleansers. I told myself 2026, I was gonna stop talking so much. Oh, I will keep trying, guys. Okay, gonna try to explain things and in a little bit of a shorter manner. So if there's anything you have questions about, just drop them in the comments below and I will answer you. Second cleanse. Both of these are great for different reasons. Again, sensory thing. The Merit Great Skin Double Cleanse Face Wash. Another one that claims you don't have to double cleanse. This is like an all-in-one. Mine is still kind of shaken up because I used it last night, because I do use it almost daily. And it comes out as a foam. It just works incredibly well. Like, I love it. It's like hydrating. It doesn't strip the skin. It washes away really effortlessly. It takes off everything. I mainly use this as my only cleanse when I'm not wearing makeup, if I'm just wearing sunscreen, to be honest. If I'm wearing makeup and sunscreen, I pick one of the heavy hitters. This is more of a second cleanse, or on days I'm just wearing an SPF. That's how I use it personally. It's one of the best cleansers, and I don't want to say I'm surprised because it's from Merit, because they do makeup so well, but like I'm surprised at how, I was so very surprised at how much I loved this cleanser, and I'm still continuously pulling for it over a lot of my other cleansers. So it's that good. Pretty sure this was this year launch, and since they've come out with another one, but I will say this one I prefer. So this is the Prequel Cleanser Plus SA. SA stands for salicylic acid. You guys know my love affair with the cleanser. It's still one of my top favorite hydrating cleansers of all time, especially for a beginner. But then they came out with two this year. I think this came out this year. I'm pretty sure it did. With added acids. So salicylic acid, the BHA that will go into your pore, clear it out. If you have congestion prone skin, acne prone skin, teenagers, I mean, this thing's big enough you can use it on your full body. If you have body breakouts, I love this because it is truly one of the only cleansers I've ever been able to use with my very sensitive skin that has salicylic acid in it that doesn't make me feel dry. Like, I can use this if I'm breaking out once a week and I feel like it clears out my pores so effectively. I don't have highly acne prone skin, but I do get tiny little breakouts. So coming at you again, makeup free, I will share with you. I do have on sunscreen and an eye cream, if that helps. But I have no makeup on, and I do get little bitty breakouts. You can probably see some. And this helps with that so much. So this is going to be my pick for another cleanser that's more of a specific. So teenagers, acne prone, or just use it during that one time of the month when you start breaking out. I will be honest, I have tried their glycolic, their brand new one. I prefer this one. The glycolic is a little bit too strong for my sensitive skin. So it's probably something I'm going to be using on my body and not my face. But again, it depends on your skin. Next up is going to be the toner essence mist category. So I tried to pick one from each. I have tried quite a few mists this year, although it was hard for me to decide which one was my very favorite. Sometimes it's hard to tell a difference unless you do a direct comparison on like one side of your face versus the other. But this one, again, I have tried everything that they've come out with. I have their entire skincare line, and there isn't a product that I don't like. So it doesn't surprise me that I like the Rhode Glazing Mist. It's a hydrating face spray. If you have one already, I mean, it's got a beautiful mister on it, very finely mist. Oh, as it goes in my eye. It's now in Sephora, so it's easier to pick up. I remember ordering this before it came to Sephora, and when my skin feels dry, like let's say I wash my face, I let my skin dry a little bit too much before I'm ready to go into my serums, I just do a quick spray. There's a million different hydrating sprays. Do you need to spend this much on this one? This one gives a nice glow to your skin if you're not putting anything over it. But if you are going to be wearing makeup or applying skincare, do you need a very expensive face spray? I used to live and die by my hydrating mists and toners, and now I just grab whatever's closest. And I will be honest, I don't notice a huge difference between all of them when I'm applying skincare and makeup over top. If I was just using those and then going throughout my day, maybe, or if you're using this as like a refresher spray. But for me, I typically put it under my serums, so I don't notice a huge difference. But do I like it? Yeah. Do I think it's the best face spray on the face of the earth? Now, the next one I think differently about. You guys have heard me talk about this time and time again. Again, a product I used to live and die by was the Rhode Glazing Milk. Obviously, I had to buy the mist when it launched, but I will say, I would save your money and I'd go with Prequel. Prequel launched theirs this year. Half and half, peptides plus ceramides fluid moisturizer. And the main difference between these two, this one's moisturizing, it's got ceramides. This one has peptides. Rhode's line is designed so that you use their peptide serum and then you can use their glazing milk, or vice versa, whatever order you prefer. I think this one is just as good. Can't tell a difference. And I know it's got added peptides, ceramides. It does everything that one will do, but at a fraction of the price. This is one of my favorite of all milky toner liquid moisturizers I've ever used. And I've used some very pricey ones. And again, this one takes the cake for me. I love it because in the summer, you can use this as your only moisturizer. You can use this as a moisturizer, even though it's liquidy. In the winter, now layer it under. So if you want to put this on as a toner step, you can do that. If you want to put on your serums and then put this on right before your heavier moisturizer, you can do that as well. I don't think there's a right or wrong way because everybody's skin is different, but my skin drinks this up, loves it. I will continue to use this. Fragrance-free, my sensitive skin loves it. I can't say enough good things. Probably didn't surprise most of you. Now, the next one I'm gonna say is in a category all in its own, although it's called an essence. And so I actually just bought this myself because I was dying to try it because there's nothing else on the market like it, which you guys know me, I loved finding new product innovations that I can test. And I think the formulation, looking at the science of the delivery systems in this, it's just makes my geek heart geek out. So I am very excited to continue using this more in my routine. It is not a affordable product in my opinion, but I do think that there isn't anything else on the market like it. So yeah. It is Skin Rocks, and this is the Amplifier Performance Enhancing Essence. For all skin types, it's a liquid. They have caps on all of their products that tell you exactly how much to use. I really stand behind anything Carolyn Hirons makes. I have her book up there. It's one of the few books on skincare I actually completely agree with every word she said and don't think it needs to be edited. So I think it's a fantastic product. It is designed to put on first after cleansing so that any serums you put on over it will penetrate better. It enhances anything. Now, here's the caveat. You don't necessarily want to put this on right before a retinoid if you're trying to adjust your skin to a retinoid. You don't want that to penetrate more. So make sure you're not necessarily putting it on and then putting on something sensitizing right after it. But if you're really dry and you just feel like your skin, like moisturizing serums are just sitting on top and they're not absorbing, or whatever the case may be, if you're wanting certain, maybe more like treatment serums to be more effective, this could be a product that you could just add into your routine to get better enhanced penetration of your serums, whatever you're using. So just be careful what you're using right after it, okay? But I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's a fantastic product to kind of fill a hole. Not that you need it, okay? There's a lot of, like, skincare is my thing. I love all of the products, but you don't need every single step. If you are better with a minimal routine, just stick with what you will actually stay consistent with. For me, I had to test it. That's what I love. So in no particular order, because I feel like there's no smart order for the rest of this, let's go into a couple of products that I would say would be one and dones. So say you just want to splash some water on your face, you might use some micellar water, and you want a one and done type product, and then you just want to add sunscreen over it during the day or even at night. One and done, just put it on and be done. You guys are gonna probably guess this first one, which I keep using. It's a rather new, I think towards the end of 2025, I discovered it, but this is Bonjour Beauty, and this is their Le Balm, and this is a solid serum. They have a fragrance and a non-fragrance, but the fragrance smells very spa-like. It has, I can't even remember, over 60 different ingredients, and it does everything from antioxidant to, it can be your eye cream, your lip cream, your serums, your moisturizer, and it is silicone free. So I do use this all the time under makeup. It gives a beautiful glow that's not too matte, not too dewy, a beautiful feeling to the skin, and I'm so impressed with it. So it is perfect for my minimalists, okay? It isn't cheap, but neither is this next product. And you have to remember, the more in one formulation, the more tech, the more ingredients, the more all-encompassing it is, it's eliminating the rest of your skincare. You add up the rest of your skincare and it's gonna be pricey. So if you just want a one and done product, usually they are a little bit more expensive. Just a heads up. And I do have a discount code for this, and I have a discount code for this. I will put all discount codes in the description box with links to everything. Allies of Skin, this is the Peptides and Antioxidants Advanced Firming Daily Treatment. I believe it was just this year that I started using this as well. This is more of a moisture, like lotion texture. And it really is as easy as you put it on and you're gonna get 13 brighteners, 9 antioxidants, 7 firming peptides, ferulic algae complex, like all kinds of stuff. Things that are very anti-aging, great for mature skin. Go look, because it's been so long I can't remember. But I believe this has silicone and this is silicone free. But I will double check. And 100% is one of those brands that has a lot of individual products that can do a multitude of things. So it can really pare down your regimen. They just are a little bit pricier, but they are very effective. And again, the tech is there. Encapsulation, all of the things that make things work better. Next, if you'd rather just do step by step, you don't mind maybe doing a couple of extra products and not having to pay quite so much, I would say I was looking for an antioxidant serum that I have tried this year, and I'll be honest, I have not tried a new vitamin C except for this one. Vitamin C is the gold standard kind of antioxidants, but it is not the only one. I really have discovered my own skin personally. I can't do pure ascorbic acid, which is 100% vitamin C. I need to do a derivative because my skin is sensitive. This one is fantastic. So for my sensitive skin, I tried this year and I love this product. It is THD ascorbate, I believe. Yes. This is Vanicream's vitamin C. Super affordable, stable, not gonna go bad. It's like a lightweight serum, absorbs quickly, no fragrance, made for sensitive skin. So you're really not gonna see any irritation like you would with a pure ascorbic acid serum. So if you're new to a vitamin C, this is the one I recommend all my clients. If you don't want to use a vitamin C, there's definitely other options, but for this year, it's probably the only vitamin C that I've tested that I actually would recommend for you. And it's affordable. Gotta love that. You can leave out something like this and then just go in with an affordable vitamin C and then add in a peptide. So it's gonna give you a lot of the same benefits that you would get from a more expensive product. One of the few serums I will use every morning is gonna be some sort of antioxidant protection, and I always throw in a peptide serum. So I had to share with you guys the peptide serums that I've been using the most, and I think all of them but one are from this year. First of all, the bottle I completely emptied faster than probably any other product I've ever used. Maybe I just may need to make a bigger bottle, but this is gonna be Medicate's Liquid Peptides Advanced MP. Now they also have a liquid peptides, so this is their advanced one. This is a 30% multi-peptide complex, but this one is their one with growth factors. I use this bottle because every day, they say it has this technology that you can see a visible difference in 10 minutes. And I believe it because I swear I could see it. And I'd use it every morning. So this would be like a morning peptide for me because I could see a visible difference. And I'll be honest, when I wake up now in the mornings, it's like, need help, right? So I would get this plumping, lifted, firming type effect to where I looked less tired. And I loved it. I loved it. I will definitely be repurchasing this product. So Medicate would be my first choice. I'm already halfway through my bottle of my BioEffect. I shared this with you guys. BioEffect EGF serum. So again, growth factors. I've been trying to incorporate them this year, and I think they're doing a pretty good job considering no makeup. I think the last time I had Botox was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. In fact, I think I'm ready to finally try it again. But that being said, I love this serum. I feel like I get a visible effect from it. It's one of my things that, like, if I can tell a difference, if I'm using something constantly and I stop it for whatever, if I'm testing something else and I can visibly see that, ooh, I need it again, that's like a sign that thing is working. I'm going back to it. So I recently got the EGF Power Serum. So I can't tell how much I've gone through of this one because it's not see-through, but they're pricey. They're pricey, but most EGF serums are. just a heads up. More new to me peptide serum would be this freeze frame from Educated Mess. And I've used her products before. This is formulated from a cosmetic chemist. This is her line. I trust she understands formulation in such an amazing way. And I've used her ascorbic acid. It's fantastic. Everything is very stable. She uses the top technologies when it comes to skincare. This one has such a cool technology, like literally cooling. The fact that it's called freeze frame, I wish you guys could feel it. You use it and then like, as it's kind of like absorbing, your entire face gets cooled. It's incredible. So I enjoy it in the mornings again, because I feel like it like wakes me up, helps refresh my face. And again, it has a lot of amazing peptide technology in it. So this is another one that is probably one of the best I've tried in a really long time and enjoyable to use. You gotta get that sensorality. Is that a word? Sensory. Is that right? I love it. I love things that make me want to reach for them. And this one definitely does. That's mainly the only things I would use in the morning. I have been keeping my mornings pretty simple. In fact, I don't even cleanse. I use micellar water, and then I would just either reach for one of these, or I would go in with the full routine would be spray, essence, peptide. After my peptide serum in the morning, I typically will use something to depuff the eyes. And if I'm not using an eye mask or something like that, these are the two I've reached for, and these are both new to me this year. And one just because it's easy, and one because it works really well, and that's what I have on right now. So this is the Wide Awake Brightening Eye Cream. And this is the eye cream I have on right now. And I like it because it is tinted. And it has enough of a tint that it absorbs really well when you rub it in. And it gives a beautiful glow, not really reflective, but enough that it really hydrates the under eyes, but it has caffeine to kind of depuff, and it has just enough color correction that it really disguises the blue and purple under my eyes, allows me to use less makeup, or allows me to run out the door without makeup. Because right now, I would be fine going out in public like this. So I'd say I'd recommend this for kind of helping conceal dark circles without the need for makeup. If you're just puffy, I love this one because it's so easy to throw on. And this is the Core's Wide Awake Eye Gel. It's got caffeine. It's like in a roller ball. You literally just whoop. It's very cold to the touch always. It's a serum, so it absorbs really well. Sometimes I just put it around my entire eye. Let's even them out. But caffeine is one of those things I only use in the morning. It does no good to use it at night. It will wear off. It's got like an 8-hour time limitation, and then it will be gone. But this one's super easy, compact, and I just reach for it all the time because it's super simple. And it does hydrate. It's just more of a serum. It's a very liquidy type formulation. It feels almost like an essence or something. It's less serum-like and more like you were using a hydrating toner around the eyes, if that makes sense. So if you're very dry around the eyes, I would recommend something a little bit more moisturizing, or take your moisturizer up to your eye. I use these next two products up around my eyes as well. And these are gonna be my two for makeup prep because they're new to me this year. And I've got one that's silicone free and one that is not silicone free. And they're designed to work together, but sometimes I use them together, but I typically don't. I use them separate. So these are both by Vive. I have raved about this brand all year. This is the Skin Nova Instant Radiance Primer. This one is supposed to be a primer, but it is very hydrating, and it has this golden shimmer to it. So that's why it's called Radiance Enhancing, because it doesn't look super glittery on the skin, especially once you rub it in, but it does enhance your complexion greatly. I will say, so these are made in Korea, another reason why I probably love them, but they smell so good. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'm so obsessed with the scent of Vive's products. I not only bought the candle, I bought the diffuser, and I've been shutting my office doors and just letting it like fill the room. And I am in such a good mood when I walk in here. I'm like, oh, it smells so good. So if you don't like scents, just avoid both of these. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend either, because when I use this, I can smell it on my face and it makes me happy. But if you don't like fragrance, it's not gonna make you happy. So this one's silicone free. It works amazing under something like Seint, and it will give that glow. So if you feel like your skin is lackluster and you just need hydration, this adds tons of hydration. And then this is like that on steroids. So this one's called Super Skin Nova. And this is what I have on my skin under my sunscreen. If I had to pick, I would pick this one because it makes your skin look really good with no makeup, I think. It's not tinted really. Glowy. I feel like it's less glowy. They're both so good, but more moisturizing. It's more like a cream, and it's not tinted, even though it looks like it would be. It doesn't go on with any color. I'm obsessed. I keep these literally right in front, and typically I do my skincare in the mornings, and by the time I go to put on my makeup, my skin's a little lackluster because everything's absorbed, and I just need to kind of like boost that hydration and plumpness and the glow, get the glow back. And depending on what makeup I'm wearing, I'm typically grabbing one of these. So if I'm wearing Seint, I'll grab this one. If I'm not, I use this one. So those are my makeup primers, if you will. Even though I don't believe in primers, those are hydrating. They're skincare, in my opinion, more so than primers. They're just going to help your makeup sit better because your skin is hydrated, which I've always said you don't need a primer if you're using the right skincare. And I still believe it. Now, if you're looking for something that would be what I would consider a great moisturizer for the day under Seint, and you don't really want radiance, you just need hydration, more like cream, but not glowy. You guys guess what I'm gonna say? Oh, baby. Now, this also is one of the ones I grab at night. So it's definitely a one and done both day and night. And I can't say that for very many products, but this is one of the best launches from Verse I've ever, I'm obsessed with their makeup. You guys know that. But like, I think my favorite skincare item that they make, the Rich Barrier Cream. It is so good. I know I'll be using this all winter because it's starting to get cold here and the heat's on and my skin's starting to be drier. It says for dry to very dry skin. So I haven't needed it as much during the day, but I'm gonna have to start using it more so. I just know. And so if you're looking for barrier recovery and just an all around great moisturizer for dry skin, day and night, that's silicone free, you can use under Seint. This would be my first recommendation for dry skin. Finishing up daytime, you guys know I'm not gonna skip my sunscreen. And I've got another one from Versed. So I'll be honest, I personally would not be able to use both of these together in one routine right now during the way my skin is right now. Maybe by the end of winter I can, but talk about hydrating. Versed Daily Sunscreen SPF 50 is very hydrating. So this is a great drugstore option, I call it affordable, budget-friendly option for a sunscreen that's also silicone-free. Amazing ingredients in SPF 50. This one though, I will say, you gotta like a glowy, radiant finish. Like you gotta like glowy skin. It's almost like a gel, and when it goes on the skin, it leaves you dewy looking, like very hydrated. Now, if you like that, you're gonna love this sunscreen. No scent, does not smell like reek of sunscreen like a lot of others do. Serums is a bowl. It's so well formulated. This is gonna be for my Seint girlies who like that really beautiful glow to your skin and you need a sunscreen every day like me. Now for the opposite, I don't even think I've shared this year. You guys, if you saw what my sunscreen bin looked like, hold please. These are the sunscreens I have either haven't tested yet, in my rotation, using. Not half of these I don't think I've tried. So if there's a really good one in here and I just haven't shared it yet, I apologize, because some of these are favorites and they're just restocks because I just use them up. But there's like no one can go through this much sunscreen wearing it every day. But I gotta find the best for you guys. And so when I was going through my collection, I'm like, I don't think I've ever shared this one. And it is so good. But it is heavily silicone based. And I know you guys, most of you guys are like me and you can't wear it with Seint. So, but this one is fantastic. Beekman 1802 Solar Milk Clear SPF 50 Clear Sunscreen Gel for Face. Goat milk, beta carotene rich pink algae. I'm gonna put it on my arm so you guys can see. It is clear. So this one reminds me very much so of the Allies of Skin, another one that's clear. They're both fantastic. Look at this. But they're both completely silicone based. So don't even attempt to wear this under Seint. Look at that. It very matte, no glow, just completely clear. Kind of reminds me of Unseen from Supergoop. Again, that completely. If you see a clear sunscreen, it is all silicone. Okay, this like literally the first ingredient. This is why I keep boxes. Dimethicone. And isododecane, which makes it dry. So these are very similar. Okay, if you want an invisible sunscreen, both of these are good. This one, I don't know if I can really tell you much of a difference between the two as far as they both dry down and feel the same. So if you are not a Seint lover and you want something that blurs pores, you want this kind of formulation. Very blurring. I would say, I mean, they feel almost the same. Their percentages are even almost identical. But I can't remember if this launched this past year, but I know this one did. And I remember thinking it is so much like Allies of Skin. Both of these, I know this is not a cheap sunscreen, but if you're looking for something clear, you hate white cast, you don't want glow, you want a matte finish, you don't wear anything that you need silicone free, they're both fantastic. If you have any other sunscreens you need me to test, just holler. I might have it in my collection. So the last one I believe was this year, and you guys have heard me talk about it, Supergoop Mineral Glow Screen. They came out with, my ride or die has always been Glow Screen. I have this one on right now. The mineral one is a little bit less sheer, which means it gives a little bit more coverage, probably due to the mineral oxides in there that give it, mineral oxides are what tints sunscreen. So it gives a little bit more coverage. It does have a little bit of silicone in it, but I wear it anyway without any issues. I wear the shade Golden Hour. So I have this Vive Super Skin Nova, the Wise Eye Cream, and then the Mineral Glow Screen in Golden Hour, and that's the only thing I have on my face. And if I wanted to just run out the door with skincare only, that is typically the kind of routine I would do, if that helps. All right, time for rapid fire style because I'm talking too much. Again, let's go into night serums. First, I'm gonna go in with an exfoliating serum. You can use exfoliants in different forms, whether it is a treatment style or a toner. I have discovered my very favorite is just in a serum. And it works well for me. Both of these, I think I discovered this year. I will say soon, a brand I know, love, and trust is going to be launching something very similar to one of these that I have been testing, and I can't talk about it yet. And I will share as soon as I can. That will be at a more affordable price point, which is fantastic because I haven't found anything close to this one yet, and I've been talking about it all the time, but that's Sophie Pavitt Face. This is her Mandelic Clearing Serum. Again, like I hadn't seen anything with Mandelic, and I discovered in 2025, my skin loves mandelic acid. It exfoliates and gives my glow back and keeps my pores clear without irritating my rosacea, my eczema, all of my sensitive skin issues that I have. And I use this one 1 to 2 days per week in place of a daily toner. Now, there are some daily toners I really like that are more the PHA, which is the weakest form of acid. And I do still use that in conjunction with this on maybe off days where I'm not already using this, but I typically do use this at night. My secret is this at night, the next day using Cure. Works every time. My skin looks brand new. So if you're a sensitive skin girly or you suffer with breakouts, this is one of the most recommended serums I love. Now, if you are more on the anti-aging, not that that's not anti-aging, it speeds up skin cell turnover, which is by far anti-aging, but one that has a multitude that I've discovered this year that my skin really likes, and I'm, to be honest, kind of surprised because my skin doesn't typically like glycolic acid, and glycolic acid is in this. But this one also has mandelic acid and some other acids in it, as well as a retinoid derivative, a vitamin C derivative. Different encapsulation technologies allow you to get a lot of benefits from one product. And again, I've kind of discovered sometimes you have to spend more to get one product that will replace a lot of steps in your routine. And sometimes the formulation just makes it so enjoyable. And my skin loves this. Like the first time I actually used this entire routine and looked really at my skin, I was like, I can see a noticeable difference when I use this every day. So this would be more of like a daily serum that could be replacing any acids, and you could still use like a treatment once a week, but you wouldn't necessarily need another acid exfoliant or anything like that. And that's U Beauty's Resurfacing Compound. Yes, I got the big kahuna because it's good. You can get different sizes and try it, but it has a lot. It's a multiple serums in one, because I'm still getting even a vitamin C from this and a weaker retinoid, so that a lot of the things we say to like avoid putting in one routine, for example, like I wouldn't recommend putting a straight acid and then a really harsh retinoid on right after. If your skin isn't accustomed to it, that's when irritation can occur. But cosmetic chemists have ways of encapsulating certain ingredients or using derivatives that are maybe weaker of certain ingredients and putting them all in one product so that they will slowly release over time in your skin, so that your skin can use all of that in one ingredient, and so that they don't react inside the formulation as well. So that the irritation potential goes down, and yet you still get all of those benefits from using those ingredients, just not thrown on your skin all at the same time. There's like time release things, a lot goes into it. And this is one of those products that impressed with this. You will see me use this more in the next year for sure. Also a good, I'd say, mature skin, if you want to start introducing your skin to a vitamin C, retinoid, and acids, and you've never done any of those before, you could get this one product and it would cover all of those. And it is expensive, but again, it would take away a lot of other steps. Okay, so it would just be this one serum. Go now to a affordable product. A product that I know did not launch this last year, but I finally tried it this last year, and I don't know how to classify it. So this is something I personally will use when my skin feels lackluster. I feel like I need hydration, or my barrier just needs help. It's kind of like an all-encompassing product for me. I typically only use it at night. It has a very interesting texture, so I don't feel like it works well under makeup. So that's why this is a nighttime thing. But it's not one of those things I think everybody needs. But I tried it and I love it. It's one of those very different than anything else I have, and I don't know how to classify it. So that's the Naturium Barrier Bounce. They call it an oil serum. And that's typically, I mean, that's how it feels, but it's like, goes on like a milky serum, but yet when you rub it in, it feels almost like an oil, but it just isn't the fastest absorbing. I don't know what it is, but I typically like to put it on and then lock it in with a moisturizer. So they call it an advanced skin hydrator, 5% squalane, 2% urea, which is why I feel like it helps my skin when maybe it needs skin cell turnover, but in a very gentle way. Say your barrier is kind of inflamed or too irritated to maybe risk an acid. I know when my skin's kind of acting up, I don't even attempt to use an acid because I know it's just going to inflame my skin more. I would grab something like this, and it's for your barrier. It's going to hydrate, but then it's still going to kind of like turn over those skin cells very easily, slowly, that urea. And I don't know what it is, but I swear, if I use this at night, the next day my skin looks so good. I don't know what it is. It's got ceramides, probably to replenish your barrier really well. Plumps, brightens, hydrates skin for a glowing complexion. I do feel like my skin just glows the day after I use this. I don't know how to describe it because it's so weird to me the way it just makes my skin look better every time I use it. It's like, I'll be honest, I kind of sometimes forget because I have so much skincare that I'm like, this needs to go back front and center in my lineup. It's not something you need every day. It's one of those things that's not needed, but it's really nice to have if you're a skincare lover like me. Something I do feel like is needed if you have mature skin. There's just certain skincare guidelines we abide by. One of them is, what does the research show? It shows that, you know, you need antioxidant protection in the morning so your skin sunscreen works better, and then you need a retinoid if anti-aging is a goal of any kind, because it is the gold standard and has the most research and is proven to work. So when somebody comes to me and needs a regimen for fine lines, wrinkles, I typically will tell them to start with a retinaldehyde. A retinol, OL, tends to be less stable depending on the formulation. Not as effective. It has to go through more conversions till it can actually do something on the skin. And retinaldehyde, or retinal, AL, is one less step of the process. And I find it less irritating. Again, formulation matters in all these things. So I had been testing a retinal from one of my favorite brands because my skin was real sensitive all year. I've been living and dying by like the most gentle routine possible, which is why I've been using a lot of peptides and only using vitamin C derivatives, using gentler acids like mandelic, and staying away from all the strongest of strong things because my skin couldn't take it. But I still wanted to be able to utilize these things to see results, right? I finally tried the Avene, which, if you don't know, Avene is kind of like one of those brands that's known for being like specializing in sensitive skin. I have a retinal, and it's a 0.1 is the strength. And retinaldehydes tend to have the yellow, this very yellow color. This is a really good strength for a beginner as well, in my opinion. Beginners will start at 0.5, then go to 1, and then, or 0.1, and then 0.2 typically is as strong as you'll see in a retinaldehyde. So this one, I'd say great if you're to sensitive skin, or something you can grab at a Walgreens. It's not cheap, but to be a very effective, stable formulation and not irritate your skin if that's something you're nervous about. A brand new launch. Again, I've been babying my skin, especially ever since my surgery. And before that, I didn't want to have any eczema flare-ups right before. So I kind of stopped any strong actives a month before. I just started using a retinaldehyde again. And I wanted to start low and slow just in case. So I am starting with the 0.1 of the brand new, just launched prequel. They finally came out with one. I'm very excited. You guys know I love almost every single thing that they ever come out with. They came out with the Retinal Renew 0.1% retinaldehyde gel, Toin, Cica, glycerin, so it's really a hydrating formula. I was a little nervous to start with the 0.2. They sent me the 0.2 as well. Looks like the formula is exactly the same. So it's just got a higher percentage in this one. So I'm going to start with this one, make sure my skin is good before I kind of upgrade to the 0.2, because I don't know if I've used any quite this strong yet or not. So I'm going to go through this bottle and then I'm going to go here. The only thing I've heard about it is that it's very yellow. So to compare, they said that it could stain if you have white sheets. So if you can tell the difference between the two, this one really does rub in quite easily. It is more yellow. Can you guys see that? But for the price point, I believe the Avene is over $50, and I know nothing from Prequel is anywhere close to that. I'll have to look, I'll put the price here. But Prequel would be a fantastic option if you've been looking to start with a retinaldehyde. Get the 0.1, start there. Again, low and slow, it doesn't matter what the formulation is. You don't want to go too much too quick, but excited of having another option for you guys. It's kind of at the drugstore. I mean, Target has the brand now. If you've tried a retinol before and you're like, Sarah, can't do it, I need a retinol, and you're looking for something very stable, because I feel like the biggest problem with retinols are the formulations are going to be all over the place, and you don't necessarily know, unless you do your research, what is encapsulated. So when it's sitting on the shelf in the bottle, it's actually at the percentage it says it is. For an all-encompassing wrinkle-reducing serum that isn't a retinaldehyde or higher, I would go back to U Beauty. Now, this one I talked about had a retinol ester. That is weaker than a retinol. That's like the weakest. Still can help your skin, but it's not really gonna be the heavy hitter. The heavy hitter in this is gonna be that slow exfoliation and giving you multiple active ingredients. This one has an encapsulated retinol. So this is like a retinol serum that, again, is more encompassing. So in order of strength, it would go weakest to strongest, and then you could even go one strongest. So the Avene 0.1 is the same as the lowest prequel. So those are the same, but you have the option to go higher. So if you're using a retinaldehyde already and you want to go higher, look at your percentage, see what it is, and you can always go up from there. If you find any irritation with the lowest percentage of retinol, I would go down to an encapsulated retinol that has a delivery system to get it in the skin so that it doesn't degrade before it ever even gets to where it can do all of the benefits. I had to mention, for anyone who has mature skin, wants anti-aging, wants zero retinoids, personally would stick with a peptide serum or the Clarins double serums. Both of these are like holy grail statuses for many, many people. They're kind of cult favorites because they've been proven to work, and they now have a light texture depending on your skin type or the original. I typically will layer these I typically grab the light texture in the mornings and layer them with my peptides, or use these at night in addition to your retinoids. But these are a standalone serum all in its own without retinoids. They're more plant-based, if that helps. We're almost to the end. Let's go in with moisturizers. There was just one that I mainly thought of when I was like, what's the best moisturizer? Obviously, I already talked about the Versed. Amazing. But I typically wear this one at night. Fabulous texture. This is Experiment's Molecular Mesh. It has this amazing blue, stretchy texture, kind of like almost gel-like. It's not a super thick cream, but the ratios of the hydrators and the ceramides and the lipids and everything in this are expertly done. Again, one of those texture things. It has a fantastic texture. So Experiment did it again. I love Molecular Mesh. I would say if you're looking for a little bit more of the thinner texture, not super heavy on the skin, this never feels heavy. If you're looking for something, if you have like extra dry skin. Now I will say, I grabbed this when I have eczema. I discovered this because of my crazy eczema. I think my eczema started in December of 2024. And so I was dealing with it at the beginning of 2025. So I was like living with this next to me. And so this is the La Roche-Posay Lipicar AP Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream. Got the little eczema seal, extra dry skin. But I'm telling you, I've learned that I can just throw this on my full face and my skin wakes up. So good, so hydrated. So I just, like velvet. This, and then another product I'm about to share with you, makes my skin so soft. So obviously this is a giant bottle. It's meant for your full body, but like if you have eczema on your body or your loved ones do, try this. Trust me, it's worth every penny. And anytime, like in fact, I have a little, can you see that? I don't know, as I have hairs all over me. I am now getting eczema on my neck. Just fantastic. So we're just gonna put that there and there. If you're itchy, or if you just get dry skin in the winter, I mean, you don't have to have eczema to enjoy a really fantastic moisturizer for very dry skin. Where does it say that? Very dry, extra dry. I think I had this bottle before then, but I never really used it. I discovered that it is holy grail status. Everybody is always asking me for a neck, décolleté, chest, cream product, serum. I'll be honest, I recommend taking all of what you're using on your face and taking it all the way to here. That's my first recommendation. But if you're using something like a retinol, normally our neck skin is very different. You can't necessarily, it can get really irritated. Like mine right now, didn't like something I used, right? So you might have to be a little bit more careful, not take the retinol all the way down. That's when usually I'd say go in within a retinol instead of a retinol and use this on your neck and chest. That could be all you need to do, a little bit weaker. But one of my favorite brands for skincare, for this one more than any other, and that's Trini London, the Elevator. Love the name. This is a phytopeptide concentrate. I'm also very obsessed with the packaging of all of her products. She also has a fantastic peptide cream and some other things that I don't even think I've shown you guys yet. So this is what I typically go for, and I will just do my skincare and then I will load up my neck with this peptide moisturizer, but it's thicker and more hydrating, I feel like, than the peptide serum for even age spots because it has encapsulated alpha arbutin. It's designed to lift sagging skin, firm, smooth lines, and crepey skin. So it has a bunch of different peptides for all of those things. And I do feel like I can notice a difference with my neck. Now, granted, it is not getting rid of my tech neck lines, but it has like helped the crepey aspect tremendously. And if I had to pick one thing for barrier recovery, without a doubt in my mind, and probably one of my favorite products of the entire year, I discovered for myself personally, again, this happened after my eczema, was the Avene. Oh my gosh, I've recommended this so many times. Any of you guys that DM me are like, what should I get for my eczema or my sensitive skin or my barrier? Soothing Skin Recovery Cream. Like liquid gold. I'm almost out of this one. I already have a backup. I don't know. Avene I know is an amazing line, but I didn't really know. This is the only thing I've been able to use when my eyes did have flare-ups. And guess what? I haven't had a flare-up in I don't know how long. Because if my skin even feels a little bit irritated, I just slather this on my full face and I wake up. So this I do use a lot as a full moisturizer, but it's designed to soothe your barrier and to replenish your barrier. And I use it anytime I think I'm getting eczema. Like I will probably put it on this too. It has this cool little pump. It doesn't take much. I usually take like a little bit. My first experience getting it on my neck. Isn't that fun? Well, I guess I'd rather have it there than on my face. But this is my top recommendation if you need barrier repair, soothing irritated skin. So I do use this after I dermaplane my face now. This is like my go-to. It just, so good. So good. Maybe my top product of the entire year, to be honest. That's a lot. Quick, let's do eyes and lips. So I've told you guys before, oh, I didn't bring it in here. I had to start using a new eye cream. Obviously, I had eye surgery. That helped greatly. But I started having eczema breakouts with my last eye cream. I love the One Skin eye. It's fantastic. I'm going to try to use it again now that my eyes have healed. But currently, I've been using the Clarins Total Eye Lift. I haven't had any irritation. I feel like this is super hydrating. I use it both day and night. I typically just take my caffeine under the eyes and then put this on over it. If I need coverage, I put this in the inner corner or I just use this. It's great, hydrating. I'm hoping it will keep my eyes lifted so I don't need an additional surgery in 5 years. So and this one is refillable, just pops out. So love that. When it comes to lips, you guys know my everlasting quest to find the perfect lip product. So I shared with you guys One Skin just launched theirs. I don't know if I can for sure say that's my absolute favorite yet, but I have high hopes that this is gonna be what I've been looking for. Just the packaging alone, like makes me wanna use it, but I haven't been using it long enough. Let's just say that. I can't remember if this was from this year or not, but this is the Wise Like a Gloss Hydrating Lip Mask. And I'm almost to the bottom of this. And I remember using this for the first time last year in like December. But I don't think I shared it till 2025. And I sometimes forget because I'm always testing so many different lip products. But for an overnight, I use this all the time. Yet it gives a beautiful gloss if you want a gloss during the day. It's really beautiful, but she makes some fantastic products. That's Molly Sims' line, in case you didn't know. Wise Beauty. And when it comes to just like throw in my bag and like on the go, I just need some hydration. These two tie. They both are so similar in texture, feeling, smell, and I reach for them both equally. So the Vive Bounce Balm in Vive Vanilla, and then the Balm Amour by Violet FR. I can see through this tube and it doesn't have much left. And I just bought a new Vive. So I love both of these. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. So both of those are fantastic. I'm still testing the Sarah Creel. She's pricey though. But the packaging wins for sure. Okay, I'm gonna end on a line that I haven't been testing long enough to give you all the details, but stay tuned. I am going to share more, but this is a line that I would say I tried in 2025, but I have been wanting to try it for way longer. You know I'm still testing a product when it's still in the box. Sweet Chemistry. Can you guess why I like it, guys? The name itself, Sweet Chemistry, and it is evidence-based regenerative skincare. I've been wanting to try this stuff for so long. So far, I'm slightly obsessed. I'm obsessed with the science, the evidence. You guys know I love stuff that really can back up its claims. So be prepared to see more. And I heard y'all on my giveaway video. I want to see my routine. So a routine video is coming with what I'm doing, but also I've decided I'm going to do a series for getting started with skincare. And we're going to just look at everything from bare minimum basics, setting up a routine, what you need for certain skin types. So I went over a lot of products today. You don't need all of these, but how do you know what you need and what you need to add depending on if you have multiple skincare concerns? So me, I'm always talking about a lot of products because I have a lot of issues. I have sensitive skin. I have dark spots. I have rosacea, eczema, anti-aging concerns. Winter, I'm dry, like all of these things. And yet I also want to protect my skin and age gracefully, right? All those things for your skin type, for what you're trying to treat. Share with you guys my favorites all the time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have the same skincare concerns, right? Another thing I'm doing is building a makeup arsenal for one lucky person of like all of my favorites if I was starting from scratch and building a skincare collection, routine. Depending on your concerns, there's going to be different options, and I'm going to do a big giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll do it on the very first video when it comes to building a routine, and then we'll build upon that. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any specific questions about skincare that you really want help with and addressed in that video. And hopefully somebody can start out the new year of 2026 with a brand new skincare routine so that they can hit their skincare goals that year. There you go. We have some old favorites. I say old for the past year if you've been following along. Some stuff I haven't even shared before. And if you have any questions about anything I mentioned, just drop it in the comments below. I have quite a few discount codes on some of these products. So I will also put all of the links for everything I talked about as well as the discounts in the description box below the video. I'm curious if your favorite skincare find from 2025 made the list. If not, definitely drop it in the comments and share with everyone because I might need to try it. As always, thank you guys for being here and watching, and I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.